2025 Golden State Warriors playoff scenario after brutal loss versus Spurs. The Golden State Warriors' chase for an outright playoff berth took a big hit with a 114-111 loss to the San Antonio Spurs on Wednesday. Steph Curry and company led 92-84 with 9:43 left in the fourth quarter before collapsing down the stretch. San Antonio's Blake Wesley drilled a dramatic 27-footer at the buzzer to stun the Dubs in San Francisco, less than 24 hours after handing the Phoenix Suns a 133-95 beatdown. The Warriors started hot in the first quarter, but struggled in the second. Curry and crew regained control in the third, only to fall apart in the final frame, getting outscored 38-23. Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler combined for 58 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, and 4 steals, but their efforts weren't enough. They couldn't carry the team past an injury-depleted Spurs squad playing for nothing but pride. The Warriors entered the game as the number 5 seed in the Western Conference. After the loss, they dropped 2 spots as the Spurs, missing key players like Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, and Jeremy Sochan, pulled off the upset. Golden State now trails the Memphis Grizzlies 47-32, with just 2 games remaining in the regular season. If the Warriors finish with the same record as Ja Morant's squad, they'll claim the higher seed thanks to winning the season series 3-1. Golden State Warriors playoff picture. If the Dubs and the Minnesota Timberwolves 46-33 also end up with identical records, the Warriors would again own the tiebreaker. To clinch an outright playoff spot, Golden State must win its final 2 games and hope Memphis splits its last 2. Updated schedule. After the tough loss to the Spurs, the Warriors will head to Rip City for a matchup against the Portland Trail Blazers. While Portland is out of play-in contention, they still have the firepower to pull off an upset. Golden State will then wrap up its 2024-25 campaign with a home showdown against the LA Clippers. Fireworks are expected in the Bay Area, as the Clippers look to secure the number 4 seed and home court advantage in the first round of the playoff series.
Knocking down the free throws, I got trapped on that play, threw it back. He do it. I don't know if he did it intentionally or whatever he decided to do. Draymond made them free throws, and obviously a big shot. That next possession, you give a team life and give them the ability to make a run, finish the fourth quarter like they did, then it's make or miss at the end of the game, whether it's going to overtime or not. And you never want to put yourself in that position. We did and got bit by it.
Where do you feel like you guys kind of screwed this one up most?
I think we had 2 stretches, first half, second half. I don't know the time specific, but where we just got lax defensively and gave up a lot of straight line drives to the basket. We were pretty soft on the ball. They were just driving the paint, getting to the rim, offensive rebounds, or finding open threes. And those 2 stretches gave them life, gave them the belief that it was worth fighting. And after that first quarter start, you let your foot off the gas pedal and you give a team an ability to make plays. They're an NBA team too. They're gonna take advantage of it, and they did.
There's still so much to sort out standings-wise, and there's still paths for you guys to get 5th and 6th and all that. But I guess how significant did this loss feel, considering the position you had set yourself up, prior to tonight?
I mean, we know where we're at. We know that every game is important. It's been important for like the last 2 weeks, and we've done a lot to give ourselves a chance to climb pretty high, considering where we were before the trade deadline, and then these last 2 home games, it sucks. Like, for different reasons, Houston and tonight, 2 games that you feel like were winnable and should have won, and I don't know how it'll impact the ending of where we end up after Sunday, but we still do have 2 games. We got to win both of them. See what happens. Just made it a little harder on ourselves.
You guys had 3 turnovers in the last minute or so. I think you had one of them on the inbounds. Was it just their pressure was forcing perfect passing? Was it a little bit sloppy passing? What was going on there in those turnovers?
2 of them were just bad spacing. Mine was just a bad pass. Like, we were trying to set up a play to get Jimmy the ball and then have some action around. And, HB was kind of all over him. I tried to tuck it in there low so he could get it, but he got a deflection. That stuff happens. Tough timing, obviously. But it honestly shouldn't come down to those 3 possessions, even though we still had a chance to win, because we played well enough for stretches majority of the game to create separation, give ourselves, or maintain the momentum. But again, when you give come down to us to possession here, possession there down the stretch, anything can happen in this league.
Steph, ahead of the game, I asked Coach Kerr about the preparation going into this matchup, being that it was the second of a back-to-back. And he said that the leadership between you, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond would be able to get the team ready and understand the urgency of this game. Given the results of this game, knowing the implications of the next 2, is the weight heavier on you guys to make sure everyone is ready for the next 2 games so that you guys can make the best possibility going into the play-in or playoffs, or is there no weight at all?
No, there's definitely weight, and there's been weight for a while. We understand. I mean, our record's been great in the last 20-plus games, and every one of them we felt a sense of urgency. So with 2 games left, you can kind of narrow down the, it's 48 minutes on Friday is going to be important. Sunday the same. We've had a very professional approach and very consistent, level we've been playing at. Our execution tonight just wasn't great, and a good team will bounce back from it and take care of business these next 2 and then go from there. So we have to prove that we're a good team.
All right, let's take a look at the odds presented by San Antonio. Had it rolling, shooting nearly 40% from 3 and 48% from the floor. You see the assist numbers, as Zena mentioned, 15 assists in the second half for San Antonio, and they outperformed the Warriors bench. San Antonio's bench came in as a top 3 bench in the league. And Keldon Johnson, who you pointed out, Zena, saying, hey, maybe Keldon could get going there, as he was slumping coming into this game, came up with 21 big ones, super aggressive. The one-on-one move against Draymond Green down the stretch, beautiful scoop, and then the layup there off a great pass from Stephon Castle. Yep. Keldon Johnson did his thing, and San Antonio's bench outperformed the Warriors bench.
And the Warriors bench has been supreme all season long, but tonight the Spurs definitely showed up a little bit more. I've seen Keldon Johnson be a spark plug for this team time and time again. He's got this energy and this fire with which he plays, and the second he just gets one outside shot or he gets one basket in front of someone's face and gets in someone's grill, he can get really going. You saw the Spurs get galvanized behind his play.
Yeah, Keldon Johnson had a big game. He had clutch baskets, as Benson Bonte, that left-handed post-up move over Draymond, and that nice little dish by Castle in the paint there for a layup. But Julian Champagnie also had a big game, and Mamashkavili as well. But Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield both chipped in. I thought solid. You saw the Warriors bench shortened. Not as many minutes off that bench. More of a playoff-type rotation. But you got to give San Antonio the credit. They showed up with a professional attitude. I thought really bouncing back. What was that record you said after leading by 3?
42-4.
So think about that. And that number has stuck.
21-1 at home.
Yeah. So again, that professional approach that San Antonio has, and the Warriors not extending that lead after being up 12 after that third quarter. You always look at the next 3 to 4 minutes starting the fourth. They let them hang around, and then they got caught at the end by Harrison Barnes.
I'm really happy that the Warriors experienced this because, of course, you look at the Suns, you look at the Spurs, you look at maybe even Portland, like these seasons are technically over. But the Spurs showed up and played wire to wire. They did not give up even after being down 12 points going into the fourth. And this is the type of aggression that you're going to see in the playoffs. And this is what the Warriors needed, a bit of a wake-up call. Houston was one version of a wake-up call. This is another.
No doubt about that. Go ahead, Mully.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'd like to learn that lesson with a win.
Yeah.
And not learn that lesson potentially not being a 6 seed potentially and being into the play-in situation where you don't get that week off. That would be very costly.
No doubt about that. All right, Draymond Green, 13, 9, and 8 right now. He's at the podium.
Roman, just how would you describe what happened in the fourth quarter? What mostly went wrong?
Didn't happen in the fourth quarter. It happened in the second quarter. End of the first quarter, second quarter, we just started giving up straight line drives. They found a rhythm. That's when it happened. We found a way to get the lead back, but we never don't mess around with games. Mess around with games in this league, you lose. So that's what happened.
You guys have been pretty good in the non-Steph minutes since Jimmy's been here tonight. I think minus 16. I guess one of those pockets is the one you're talking about. But, you know, I guess what were the issues with those kind of lines?
Couldn't get a stop. Couldn't get into nothing good offensively. Couldn't get a stop.
Trey, when it comes to the leadership on this team, Steve Kerr, head coach Steve Kerr, said earlier that it was because of you, Steph, and Jimmy that you guys could get the team ready. How much of a weight is it on you guys now? Like you just said, you can't mess around in this league. How much of a weight is it on you guys to make sure everyone else is ready for the next 2 games, including, of course, you 3?
Yeah, definitely got to make sure people are ready to play, but we are professionals and you know what's at stake. You got to come in ready to go.
And when you say mess around, do you think there was a lack of focus for this? Like, you know,
There's a lack of grit. Sometimes it don't take focus. Sometimes it take grit. There's a lack of that.
is that stunning to you that it would happen in this moment, this late in the season with this much on the line?
It's upsetting.